Hello and welcome again to another spot of positivity. I'm out in the sunshine on a nice Monday Monday noonish time, and you'll hear my happy traffic going by. It's Move With Me Monday. Don't you love that? When your mouth doesn't move as it's meant to on a Monday. Maybe that's a common thing. People are finding it challenging these days. Today I'll talk a little bit about the exercise thing I've been doing, and also a bit more about the French women don't get fat kind of ideas. And I'm also going to, we'll see where we go from there. So actually last couple weeks I've been doing an exercise program with it's a Lucy Wyndham Reed, and she does a whole bunch of 7-minute programs, actually 7 minutes 7 days kind of things. This suits me actually really well. I kind of stumbled onto it accidentally because I kind of got drawn into an advert on my Facebook about a 7-minute thing which would boost your metabolism, which costs money, and I didn't feel like paying money right now. So I looked on YouTube and I found this thing by Lucy Wyndham Reed. And so I did the 1 week on boosting your metabolism, and the next week is what I was going to, was I was going to comment on today. I did a second week on slimming your legs. We were encouraged to measure our legs to begin with, and I don't actually know where my measuring tape is. I probably need to get a new one to measure that kind of thing. But I did find it really good. Really good leg exercises. I'm not keeping on going though. I did it for the 7 days. It is really good for your flexibility. It's good to get your heart rate going. It is a bit aerobic, and of course it does do a bit of increasing your heart rate and that kind of thing, but only for 7 minutes. And maybe someone's going to say it's not enough, but it is enough for me. I find that it's just perfect. I can just do a little bit, and it does boost your metabolism, and that it gets you moving a bit quicker than you would. And I'm not a slug. I do a lot of kind of moving around and doing things during the day. I do stay quite active, but it was a good little boost. So I found that how to slim your legs, quite a good little thing. I will put a link to it down below. But I decided, because I liked them enough, but I didn't want to get bored, that I decided to do one this week as well. So this week I'm doing one on belly fat. So I find it quite good so far. On my third day, I sort of change over on a Saturday. So I've been doing it from Saturday to Friday for these 3 weeks. And I'm the third day into it. The only thing I would say is she says after the first time round you can just listen to music while you do the exercises, but really you really do need to follow her. And so unless you have a different device to listen to music with, it's hard to go to the same intensity that she does, because you're not getting the inspiration of watching somebody do it. She has kind of an animated figure that does the stuff along with you. So I think it's great. I don't know if it does what's on the package. I did measure my waist to begin with, to see what it's going to be at the end of the week. I don't really know if it's going to change at all. I did it with a string and a little mark with a pen and a piece of string, so that's where I was. But at the same time, why not try something? And it's not going to do me any harm. She's a nutritionist and a personal trainer kind of person. I don't feel like what she's doing is that risky, that if she's not who she says she is, that's going to harm anything. But yeah, from all I can see, she seems to be who she says she is, and I'm finding the exercise quite good. So, and the variety is always good. I have talked about a few things with the French Women Don't Get Fat, and I must mention, actually, really, I'm also influenced by another book, which was bizarrely I Can Make You Thin by Paul McKenna. Now, I don't know why we got that book or where we got that book, but we had it years ago. And I don't really he's a hypnotist. I'm not really into hypnotism, but I liked his principles. And those are very similar to the French Women Don't Get Fat. So that was another influence. So it was eat what you want, only eat when you're hungry. Eat slowly, enjoy every bite. I think that's pretty much it. So I've really mostly said all those things in the last few Mondays, but I think that's really helped me. The things that I've found helpful in all those things is like, I don't know, when I was a kid we were always told that the queen chews her food 37 something ridiculous some number of times, but I think it's really true. We're very fast when we eat, and I think the slow is really good. I was going to sort of say a bit about the slow today, but how much can you say about eating slowly? Eat slowly. But those, as I keep those 4 things in my mind, eat what you want. I mean, okay, don't just gorge on a big plate of French fries. Probably not. Maybe you can do that sometimes, but it's saying like it's okay to have those things once in a while, but then don't have it the next day, or just, you know, have small amounts. Like I'll have a piece of chocolate, but I don't eat a whole chocolate bar. And I think that's has been the secret of staying slim for me, is that I just have a little bit. I like it. I don't deny myself completely, but I just don't have a whole bunch. I don't gorge on it, and I really have to choose. I mean, it's not hard for me now, but to begin with, I guess I chose not to just have one and then another one and then another one, because once you find yourself doing that, it's a bit of a slippery slope. And I think even people that are naturally slim who don't have to work on this kind of thing, it's probably good for those people not to gorge as well. Gorge, great word, gorge. But I am talking to people like me who maybe have want to kind of overcome obstacles. And for me, I guess I'm a woman of a certain age and I want to be able to have chocolate, but maybe you have to deny yourself for a while and then have just a little bit, you know, after that. For me, I found it easier in general that I can have a little bit, but just a little bit. You don't need to have the whole bar. It's actually helpful to put a chocolate bar in the freezer, because if you do that, it's not as desirable. It's really too hard to eat, and so then you can choose to have that one piece and not just have the whole thing. Anyway, so I hope that's a little bit of a help. I recommend French Women Don't Get Fat, because I found it was a story. She had lots of good things in there. They have one thing called magical breakfast. Was it magical? I'm gonna forget about it. Something a magical breakfast. It's a yogurt thing, and it's a great filler upper. You put yogurt and seeds and some dried fruit perhaps, and you can put a little bit of honey, and even they add a little bit of oil, but my yogurt here is really quite high fat, so I don't feel like I need to do that. And it sounds a bit weird, but it was absolutely delicious, and it does fill you up for a while. So that was one thing they have. And they have a few different recipes. I was inspired by that one. There was a really good fish recipe in there where you put the fish in paper with some vegetables on top, salt and pepper, and you roast it in the oven that way. It's like en papillote or something like that, and it's delicious. It's not inspiring in the book. There's not beautiful photographs, but you read the book, then it's inspiring. So I just thought you might enjoy hearing a bit about that book. I recommend it. I mean, some people might not like that kind of style, but I like a story, and I like a personal story as opposed to just a bunch of theory. For me, I found that inspiring, and it helped me. And like, it's like you kind of get to plateaus and you need a new little inspiration. That was a great little inspiration for me. It was a few years ago. There's something, so that one and the Paul McKenna book, and there's also something called Way Down, which I read little bits of, which is a Christian diet book, which has some similar principles. But again, all these things, if you take them to an extreme, they're not going to be healthy. You find what works for you, and you go with it. And I just found them very helpful for myself. So hope that helps you. Have a really good week. We'll see you tomorrow. And if you enjoy this, then like and subscribe, and love to see you again. Thanks. Bye-bye.